my fellow insecure friend, we know that beauty privilege is real.
There's even a study that revealed how ugly folks make less money than the physically attractive people. A Chinese girl that getting all the good treatment while faking herself as a celebrity.
And in many cases, we can see how more physically attractive people get all the benefits in their life. Many people approach them which subconsciously leading to their easier way to success than the ugly people.
The majority of influencers address this problem in a way that shows how attractiveness doesn't matter or how to achieve glow ups. Content like Alpha, Sigma Men, workouts for men, or loving yourself for women.
It's practical and seems way too easy. The problem is, being ugly is not just having more body fat or low self-esteem. Being ugly is an experience of how people mistreating us due to the physical appearance we're born with. Man, that's actually so sad.
In reality, we know that those influencers are different from us. Thus, it really needs an experience to understand how bad the treatment are when you are ugly.
Personally, I don't like the idea of we all born pretty. The normalization of all girls are pretty is somehow becomes a paradox. While it seems lovely for the first year, it actually can trigger insecurities for some unattractive people. The idea forces us to tell that everyone is pretty, which is a lie to tell that to the ugly people. It's like being ugly is not accepted. A better way to address this is to accept that it is okay to be ugly, man. Why everyone have to be pretty? If everyone is pretty, then there's no ugly people. Then the pretty itself cannot be pretty because everyone is pretty. Like it becomes normal. And it's not a mere saying. Being pretty or ugly is like a yin yang. It's not always a good side when it comes to being pretty and vice versa.
Catcalls and creeps are unlikely to targeting you when you're ugly, and it's not only just that, there's actually a lot of advantages of being ugly that we didn't notice.
People usually like you because of your personality, and it really helps you to make genuine relationships. I really mean it.
We see in many cases, whether in movies or even in real life, the fat guy or less decent looking character usually portrayed as a funny person.
Love at first sight, maybe not your cup of tea, which is perfectly fine. It's an advantage, to be honest. If you think further, your partner loves you as a person, not just your features.
It forms a genuine love in your romantic relationship.
Minus the sugar daddy relationships because it's 100% transsexual. Being genuinely loved as a person makes a good domino effect in your life because people appreciating you for being yourself as a person. Even if you don't love yourself, people will love you. Well, at least one of your families or friends. It means that they care for you.
So, you don't afraid of aging, fear of missing out of fashions and cosmetics and other materialistic things. And of course, thanks to your understanding of knowing yourself.
Being a charismatic person makes you much more attractive. One thing that I also want to tell you is how the charisma works. So I've been reading campaigns the Charisma Myth lately. I totally recommend it. And I found this really interesting things. I used to think that attractive equals charisma, thus charisma equals attractive. But apparently it's not commutative. Presence, power and warmth, that is the main components of charisma. Doesn't matter if you're ugly, charisma is a behavior. You can train it if you want to benefiting yourself. Marilyn Monroe played this game very well.
Marilyn took her photographer and magazine editor to the busy New York City subway to prove a point. She wanted to show them that by simply changing her body language, she could be either Marilyn Monroe or Norma Jean Martenson, the quiet, unassuming woman she was born as. Walking through and riding the subway, she was completely unnoticed as Norma, but she resurfaced onto the busy streets of New York and became Marilyn. There were no grand gestures. She just fluffed up her hair and struck a pose, and within seconds, there's a crowd.
Charisma is like a light switch. You can turn it on and off. And I can see this as a benefit for the ugly people somehow. So you talk about the ugly guy character, the personality of the ugly people that usually appears as a comedy. It can be applied very well as one of the charismatic behavior, and it is warmth. So in order to be a charismatic person, you just need to obtain the presence and power. Presence is pretty simple. People have to know you, that you are here with them and they are here with you. You listen to them and they listen to you. And power is a perception of an individual ability to impact the world around them. For example, being intelligent, having a lot of money, expertise, etc. Combine these three and then you'll have boom. Charisma. Also, being ugly doesn't mean that your makeup gonna be poor. Makeup, just like charisma, it's a skill. You have to know what works best for you. The goal here is not to be pretty, but to show the person you met with that you're prepared to meet with them, signaling that you care for the meetings, you care for them, and people loves being cared. One thing is, hypothetically, you have this one benefit that unattractive people can't have, and that is the free will to choose being attractive or not. Hypothetically, if you apply my idea, you have the confidence of being both attractive and unattractive at the same time. Being able to switch like that is a big advantage. Privacy. You see, when you're going to a place that you don't feel comfortable, you don't mind to be someone who is unattractive. But when it's time to meet someone important, you know what you're going to do. You're welcome.